They had electric cars. Tesla, which was never taught about, we never taught us in school about Tesla. Nobody was taught about Tesla. He had cars that you could drive all the way across America and back, and all you had to do is change the negative terminal on the battery. No, never to charge it. Never to charge shit. They had trolley cars running. It was all pulled out of the atmosphere. All wireless transmitted electricity. They had the blimps that were, when you see every single city where they have the huge towers and shit, that tower was for a reason. That was all fucking free energy. And so they wiped it all out. Tartaria, they called it. But they wiped it all out. The elites did. So in 1913, when the Titanic sailed, that's when they had their meeting. That's where J.P. Morgan said we all need to meet, right, to figure this shit out, right? Who didn't get on that boat? J.P. Morgan didn't get on that thing, and it sank and killed all those fucking billionaires. The only ones that were in his way. There was one especially dude called the gangster, and he was one that owned most of the things in America. He needed them all the way. And 1913 was the federal banking system was created. That's when they took control of everything. And then the only reason we drive gas cars is because they get paid for it. It's not even a fossil fuel, right? If you look at the depth that fossil fuels is where dinosaurs died, and you look at depth where they're at and where they drill for oil at, two different depths. It's a natural fucking mineral that's already here on the earth. That's fuel. It's not even fossil fuel. They only call it fossil fuel to charge so much money for it. That's true. And it's all about money. All of it. All the energy. They knocked Tesla. Tesla, he had this shit. And he talked about he could time travel. He had dude, he was so fucking smart. And they debunked all his work. And he died in a hotel room by himself with all his works. And who fucking, when he died, who took all that shit? The CIA, our government, took all his work. And nobody even talked about him until recently. They're starting to talk about him now. And they're proving that everything he said was true. And the only reason, and J.P. Morgan was his funder. He actually worked for, who gets all the credit for electricity? Thomas Edison.
Yeah, Thomas Edison.
He worked for him. And so Thomas Edison took credit for everything that he did. And when he left to do his own work, J.P. Morgan was supposed to be funding him, and he was building this huge tower. He could transmit power wirelessly with these towers. If you build it, so you got